Weak feelings are not your identity. They may feel real loud and convincing, but they are not who you are. At best, they are fleeting reactions to moments. At worst, they are lies you've repeated so many times that they've begun to feel like facts. The moment you confuse how you feel with who you are, you hand over your power to something that was never meant to define you. You may feel broken, lost, small, but that's just what the mind does when it's afraid. It creates a false narrative to keep you safe in a world it doesn't fully understand. Painful experiences begin to form a blueprint, and suddenly you start living through that story, wearing it like a skin. I am not enough. I don't deserve love. I'll never get out of this. These are not personal truths. They are echoes, residue from moments that try to reduce you. There is nothing noble about clinging to suffering, and there is nothing more powerful than the moment you say, "That's not who I am anymore." Because when you stop identifying with your weakness, you stop feeding it. You create a space between what you feel and what you choose to believe. And that's where real transformation begins. You're not here to live in reaction to your pain. You're here to remember what exists beyond it. And that self, the one that existed before the world told you who to be, is untouched by any weak feeling you've ever known. Let that version of you rise. Let that version of you rise. Fear disguises itself as truth, and that is why it's so dangerous. It doesn't come with warning signs. It doesn't announce, "I am fear." Instead, it puts on the voice of reason, of logic, of caution. It sounds like, "Oh, what if I fail?" Or, "They won't understand me." Or, "I've never been good at that." These aren't facts. They're fear in costume, rehearsing doubt in your mind until you start calling it wisdom. Fear never shows up as a monster. It shows up as the inner critic you've mistaken for your own voice. It whispers limitations into your dreams and then pretends it's protecting you. But the truth is, it's shrinking you. It convinces you to stay quiet when you want to speak, to stay still when your soul wants to move, to stay safe when your spirit wants to soar. What makes fear so tricky is that it uses your past to predict your future. It reminds you of every time things didn't work out and ignores every time they did. It pretends to be evidence when all it really is memory. But when you begin to question those fear-based thoughts, when you stop automatically believing them, something powerful happens. You discover that fear has no authority. You were never bound by it. You only thought you were. And once you stop confusing fear with truth, you'll find there's a quiet knowing underneath it all, one that's always been guiding you home. Awareness is the first step to freedom. You cannot change what you refuse to see. And most of us spend years reacting to life without realizing we are not responding to the present, we're responding to patterns. Old feelings, old fears, old narratives we never paused long enough to examine. But the moment you bring awareness to a thought or a belief, you create space. And in that space, transformation becomes possible. You are not your emotions. You are the observer of them. That's a truth you only fully understand when you begin to watch your inner world without judgment. You'll notice how sadness arises not because you are sad, but because sadness is moving through you. Anger flares not because you are angry, but because anger has been triggered. The shift is subtle, but it changes everything. You begin to see feelings as experiences, not definitions. Most weak feelings grow in the dark. They thrive when you are unaware, when you're on autopilot. reliving the same reactions day after day. But when you shine the light of awareness on them, they lose their grip. You no longer feel compelled to act from fear or shame or insecurity. You begin to pause, to breathe, to choose. That's your potential speaking, not the voice of fear, not the echo of failure, but the soft certainty that you are meant for more than just survival. And to honor that voice, you have to stop arguing for your limitations. You have to stop telling the story of why it can't happen and start becoming the person for whom it already is. You don't need to erase your past. You just need to stop using it as a blueprint. Your potential doesn't live back there, it lives here. In this moment, in this breath, in this choice. And every time you choose to see yourself through the lens of possibility rather than pain, you reclaim your life. Your power begins where your excuses end. As you walk away from this moment, remember that your past, your fears, and your weak feelings don't have to be your future. You have the power to choose again, to step into the strength, worth, and potential that has always lived within you. Life is not about waiting for the perfect moment, it's about choosing to live fully in each one, no matter what the past may have taught you. The choice is always yours. I thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your openness today. I wish you the courage to look within, the strength to let go of what no longer serves you, and the wisdom to choose your truth every single day. The path ahead is yours to create. Good luck on your journey. You are already enough. Choose again.